JDs and Lentilmen, welcome back to Pool Opening 2026, Part 8, Shocking the Pool. And I'm going to do this in a very shocking manner. Pool shock or chlorine shock, or you got to be careful. You might get shocked, so you got to be careful with that. It's powdered in most cases, sometimes liquid, but I don't like the liquid stuff. Price it out, and the liquid, well, first of all, you don't know how watered down it is, and there's plenty of water in the pool, so the powdered stuff I think is the better option, or granulated as they call it. Anyways, you put that in, and the way you're supposed to do it, as per the back of the package, is to put that in a bucket, fill the bucket with water, mix it up, and then you spill that around the pool. Then you have to get out your pool brush and brush the pool, because you don't want those granules sitting on the inside surface of the pool. Especially true for vinyl pools, which I have, but if it's a gunite pool, listen, it's a strong chemical. If it's touching it, probably not a great idea. If you thin it out and make it dissolve, well, then it's not as strong at that one little spot there, so it probably will prevent damage for that as well. Problem is, I don't have time for that. There's a few problems with this bucket method. One is, it takes time. With my low water pressure, it's going to take 5 minutes to fill a bucket up with water. I can get the whole job done in less than 5 minutes. But there are very special instructions that you must follow for this to work. If you miss any one of them, you greatly run the risk of damaging your pool equipment. Let's go to the pumps and talk about it. What I am going to do is administer the shock directly to the skimmer. Go ahead, search the internet, ask your pool guy, go to the pool store, ask the guy there. He's going to tell you that's a big no-no. Never do that. You're going to burn out your pump. You're going to burn out your filter. You're going to burn out this. You're going to burn out that. Everything is bad, bad, bad. Never, never, never. I say not so fast. I've been doing this for 18 years now. I have not once ever had any problem whatsoever in doing it this way. My method is a lot faster and a lot easier than getting that bucket, mixing the stuff up, dumping it in, and then having to brush the pool on top of that. And especially at this point in the game where the pool is still green, you don't want to kick that green stuff up at all in any way, shape, or form. Bad things are going to happen. It's going to make it take a lot longer to get the pool open. Now, in order for this to work, you need to change the way the water flows here. Currently, I'm set up perfectly for it, but I'm going to go over all of the points. First and foremost, if you have a heater of some kind, everybody's pool is different, as I've explained. You have to get that heater out of circuit. You do not want water flowing through that heater. If your pool is not set up for that, this may not be a good way to go. But there should be a way to bypass that entirely and have the water just go around it and go back to the pool. You need water to come from the pool to the pump and go directly back to the pool itself. Don't pass go, don't collect $200, okay? The way we can do that here is, first of all, I have solar heat. Now, it's cloudy, it's rainy, but I can turn that to manual off and make sure there is no chance that that's going to open. So my heater is bypassed. The second thing is you have to bypass the filter. And the way you do that is simply with, if you have a multi-port valve, if your setup is different, you got to figure out how it goes. Water goes one way in one pipe and another way in another pipe. Just follow everything and you'll figure it out. It's really not too hard. For this, it has to be in recirculate mode. I can't stress the importance of this enough. You must bypass everything, because if you don't, then everything everybody else said is going to come true. You do not want chlorine shock getting in your heater or your filter, and especially your filter, especially if it's a DE filter, because there are grids inside there. Last I checked, about $5.49 to replace everything, and that's $5.49 that you don't have to spend. I don't care who you are, you don't have $5.49 to spend. That's of course for do-it-yourselfers, because you're trying to save as much as you can, you know. So we have everything as far as the plumbing goes here all set. Water is coming from the pool through the skimmers and the main drain into the pump, going through the labyrinth and going back out. Yes, it does go through the chlorinator, but hey, there's chlorine in there, so we're good. And to the pool. Everything else will be fine. Now, I'm going to talk about the reason why this works first, and then we're going to do it. So if you've been following this series, you know that I don't do anything in any sort of conventional manner. That, of course, includes this. In doing that, there are risks that you take. We just talked about those. But I want to tell you why this actually works and why it's not dangerous. If you think back to how you're supposed to put the shock in with the bucket, put the shock in that, mix it up. Well, just like if you ever put too much sugar in your coffee or your tea, if you like it that sweet, and you get them crunchies at the bottom, you know what I'm talking about. If you do that, it doesn't all dissolve. And that's going to happen in the bucket. So as you're spilling this stuff, at the end of it, you're going to get this white clumpy stuff go in, and that's going to sit on the liner or on the surface of the pool, and that you don't want. That's bad. Then you have to brush it. And as we talked about, you don't want to brush it right now either, because you're going to kick up all that green stuff. If you had, instead of just a bucket, a 55-gallon drum, for the amount of shock you're putting in, chances are very good that amount of shock is going to dissolve in that without any problem. You got to stir it, of course, but it'll do it. But I also don't see anybody picking up a 50-pound drum and trying to, that's not going to, you can't lift that kind. So that's not going to work. What if we had a bucket that had an open bottom? But if there's a ton of water going through that, the turbulence of the water is going to mix that shock in just by all of the turbulence of it by the time it makes it through all the pipes and all of that stuff. Well, you got that. It's called your skimmer. See how the water is continuously flowing in there? Anything that comes into it is going right out of it. So we always have a fresh supply of water. And while it doesn't look like it's very turbulent, if you were to stick your hand all the way down in there, not really great, because the suction on that, it can hurt. You're not supposed to do that, and that's why there's covers on it, which of course are off because we need them off. I got to put the basket in here too. We could effectively leave it out, and that might help, but I think for the sake of doing it, because it needs to go in anyway, I'll put it in. So let me get the shock, let me get the basket in there, and we'll go and do it. I got a bucket of shock. It doesn't come this way, it comes in those little plastic pouches, and I take the time to cut them all open and put them in a bucket, because it makes it that much easier. The pouches, however, are designed, typically one pouch treats 10,000 gallons of water. Now, I can't tell you how much your pool takes. You got to figure out how many gallons are in your pool. There's all kinds of calculators online where you give the dimensions of the pool, length and the width, plus the depth, and it'll give you a good idea how many gallons you go with on that. My pool is 30,000 gallons, so that would be 3 packets of shock. In my opinion, way too much. Don't need that. Should we go maybe a little more than usual? Yeah. How much do I normally put in when the pool is nice and clean, up and running, everything's good, just your weekly thing? About a packet and a little more. How do I know? I have this scoop here. I have no idea where it came from. It was here when I moved in. It still works. One day it'll break, and I don't know what I'm going to do then. But for now, it works. And this scoop, I figured out by just pouring the pouch in here, that the scoop holds about a packet and a half of shock. So essentially 2 scoops, 30,000 gallons, there we go. What we're going to do is do a mostly full one. So that's going to be 1.5 packets, and if I feel it necessary to put more in, I will, but not right now. My shock has, got a little water in it somehow, sitting over the winter. We had a really bad winter with about 27,000 feet of snow. So it sat buried in snow and all of that. I got clumps in here and all of that, but you're going to see that's not going to really be a problem either, which is why you need the basket in the skimmer. So we're going to go with about that much. So that's about a packet and a half, not quite, something like that. Here's the last thing that you need to know before you put this in. Well, 2 things. One is, they say, you know, don't touch the stuff, don't breathe the fumes from it. What it comes down to is don't lick it, don't eat it, don't snort it, you're fine. Okay? No need for a hazmat team or anything like that. What you must do, however, is put this in slowly. And I'm going to show you what slowly means right now. Take it and shake. That little stream is what you need. Do not dump this right in, because that could potentially cause problems. Little clumps there, again, we're going to work that out in a bit, but you just keep shaking like this, just that little stream, and just keep going in this fashion. If you put a little too much, spill a little too much at a time, just stop, wait for a minute, and then continue on. The reason we're doing this slowly is, again, to allow all of it to dissolve on its way through the pipes with the turbulence of the water on its way back to the pool. And what we're getting now is super-chlorinated water delivered back to the pool without these granules in it. And you simply go in this fashion. We got some clumps, but again, the basket's going to take care of that. We'll stop and wait a second. And that's it. You shock the pool. There's a little more to do. First thing is, we put the basket in there, and I don't know if you can see, besides some leaves and whatnot, there's little clumps in there. So you want to take it and do the golf ball wash. I don't play golf. I saw it in Happy Gilmore years ago with Bob Barker, with that Neanderthal looking guy washing his underwear in the thing. You remember the clip. And we're just going to do that until all of it disappears. And if you got a stubborn one, you can break it up with your hands. It's not going to kill you. And that's it. Everything that was on the weight in this one is gone. It's all there. But the problem now is it's all the way at the bottom of the skimmer. So what I like to do is go down into the icy depths. And when I talk about that, it's 57 degrees out today and not getting any warmer. You can imagine the water is pretty cold. And what I like to do is go all the way down to the bottom, and you can feel that stuff. So make a whirlpool. And just keep going around. If you ever made iced tea from the powder stuff in the big canister kind of thing, you put the wooden spoon in there and you stir it, right? That's exactly what you're doing. And all them crystals at the bottom get kicked up into the water already in the pitcher, and then you have iced tea. So same thing here. You just make that whirlpool, and you get that. We'll give it one more go. And that's good. Get rid of whatever leaves in there that we can. Put that back in. You would put the cover on, but I'm not done here, so I got more work to do, so I'm not putting it on now, but that's it. That's how you shock your pool the easy way. That was a lot easier than filling up this bucket. Like I said, it's going to take me 5 minutes to fill this with water. Oh, dump it in the pool first? Ah, yeah, sure, okay. You don't want to lift that out either. Not with my back. Mix it up in there. It's not going to dissolve any of that. You got everything you need as part of your pool equipment, and now all of that chalk has been dissolved just on its way through the pipes. We have now delivered super-chlorinated water back to the pool without damaging any of the equipment. Any of the super-chlorinated water, well, that's going to get rinsed out of the pump really pretty quick, because I forget how many gallons per hour. It depends on your pump, of course, but figure out how many gallons per minute that actually pumps, and you'll see that you're getting a lot of water through that every single minute. And we only spent maybe a minute's time pouring this stuff in. That's all there was to it. Nothing to it at all. And everything is going to be perfectly fine. You do, however, have to wait just a bit. Let's go back to the pump. I'll talk about it. Remember how we had bypassed everything? Well, you're going to want to unbypass that, but you need to let it, just to make sure. You can see that everything is running just as it was before. Nothing is blown up. Everything is perfectly fine. So that's it. It's shocked. Nothing to it, no damage, no problem. Let it run. Give it a good 5 minutes. Whatever you do to fritter away 5 minutes, and shut the pump off and put it to filtration and put your heater back in circuit and all that great stuff that it normally is. And that's it. Much, much easier than doing it the prescribed manner. Like I said, I don't do anything in any sort of conventional manner, and I'm the only guy that's going to tell you, yes, you can do it this way. You saw me do it. It's been done. I've been doing this weekly for when the pool's open for 18 years without a problem. That experience means something. You can definitely do this too, provided, again, you follow all of the instructions, like I said, of getting everything out of circuit and pouring that shock in slow. You miss any one of those and you do stand the chance of damaging something, but otherwise, really, really easy. That's going to wrap this part up. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you learned something. If you did, you might consider clicking the super thanks button. Otherwise, I appreciate all of your watching very much. Please click the like and subscribe button, and take care. We'll see you in the next part when we get the filter up and running. See you then. Bye-bye.